Hello everyone, today we have in studio our some amazing guest, Sister Anne. Hello sister.
Hello, Father.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
I just found out a few days ago that you also came from home trip.
Yes, I just got back last week.
How long did you...
This summer?
Yes.
I was there almost the whole summer. One of my nieces was getting married early June, and so I went home earlier than usual. So I was there for the whole summer and got back Tuesday night, and the next day they had this celebration which I didn't know anything about.
Surprise celebration,
Yeah,
yes?
surprise celebration, yeah. I just knew, they said the bishop was coming and just to go around the classrooms, but it wasn't until I got to church that I realised.
The main purpose was to see
well,
you.
it was one of the purposes. He comes every year anyway, so, you know, it's no big deal. That was something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as well. I didn't have time to get nervous about it, so it was kind of good. So it was 50 years since I came here.
50 years, long time.
Long time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd never been in a plane before. I'd never been out of Ireland, and I come all the way here.
Mm-hmm. What about the time home? What were the highlights of?
This past summer?
Yes.
Well, the first thing was my niece getting married. She's actually my godchild.
Mm.
She's a little jockey. She was a jockey. She rides, but then she also teaches horse management stuff now. So that was nice, because that meant that like all her brothers and sisters, all that family were there, and so they knew I was home, and so we were able to get together. So that was good. And then about a month later, one of my other nieces had a new little baby girl, and a little bit of celebration with that. So those were good. Then one other thing, the two sisters who were my classmates, and we entered the convent together, we went to the shrine of Our Lady of Knock for about 4 days.
Oh.
Stayed there. We decided, a few years ago, we decided we'd do that as long as all three of us are able, and it gives us a chance to get together.
Mm-hmm.
Knock's a beautiful place anyway.
Mm. Yeah, you gave me the prayer
little
card.
prayer card, yeah. It's really, it's just a lovely shrine, and Our Lady at Knock did not bring any message, you know. It was more or less a message of comfort, because there was a famine in Ireland at that time, and so it was just, people felt that it was Our Lady coming as a mother to look after the west of Ireland, and so
It was consolation.
yeah, it was a
for people.
consolation. Yeah. And very unusually, with Our Lady, as well as St. Joseph and St. John, there's the Lamb of God on the altar. So it's actually, as well as a Marian shrine, it's a Eucharistic shrine as well. So I hadn't realised that when I was a youngster. We used to go, but we just thought of Our Lady of Knock. But now it's all those things as well.
Mary always lead us to Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was really nice. So that was about the highlight. Weather was nice this year. Very often in Ireland. Could rain every day, but this time, the whole month of July was really
Especially for you, the weather was good.
especially this year. We'll probably pay for it some other year. That's all right, you know.
Well, 50 years, sister. What about highlights of those 50 years?
Oh my gosh. 50 years.
What you have like the best memories from?
Well, there's all sorts of great memories. The beginning, I taught 6th grade, and we were still building classrooms in those days. So 60 people registered for 6th grade, so I had all 60 in one classroom. And
Whoa.
now, you know, I think 30 is a full classroom, but there were 60 there. And you just sort of fit it between the desks and no more. But I didn't know the difference. I just thought, you know, that's the way Americans do things. That's it. And, you know, you got to it. But it was, you know, like if you only spent 1 minute on each book, that's a whole hour. You know, so it was a lot of work. But as I say, I was young. I didn't know the difference. Didn't know what else. That was good. And I'm still friendly with several people from that first class, 1964 class. So they must have learned something.
Something good.
Something good, in a way. Then there were other, I don't know what the other highlights were. There were some good ones. We eventually switched to departmentalising in the 6th, 7th and 8th grade, you know, so at one stage I taught math all the time, and then Miss Upton came, so she taught math, and I moved to literature and English. I always taught religion. I really used to like the confirmation classes, 8th grade to confirmation, and I really enjoyed that. And it just seemed to, I know they now don't have it till 11th grade, but it just seemed a nice ending of their grade school years, and I just enjoyed that. I don't know. But retirement's kind of a highlight too.
Oh yes, it's like take it easy, more
Easy, yeah.
time.
Yeah, not rushed. I can do what people ask me to do, and I had gotten involved with teaching the Holocaust about over 20 years ago, so that I still keep that up. And if they're, we've got 40 or 50 teachers in both public and private schools, Catholic schools, and so if they're new teachers, they ask me to help and
yes.
that sort of thing. And of course, those Christian-Jewish dialogue and Muslim Christian-Jewish dialogue, all those things, I have more time to do now. I was involved with it when I was at school, but it was kind of pushed in. But now I can work at my own pace, do things.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Were you the tough teacher, or like, how do you see yourself?
Well, I don't know. Gwen Bird said at the Mass, at the end of the Mass, she said, she was tough. I think, I don't remember.
Sister was tough?
I don't remember that I was. I suppose I was particular about homework being done.
Ooh.
Which...
Homework.
I know. Well, actually, the first few weeks I was here, the 6th grade, the youngsters, they caught on that I didn't really know what was happening. So they told me that we don't do homework in this school. So Sister Loretta said one time, something about correcting homework. I said, well, the kids told me they don't do homework. That's not true.
Smart kids.
And they also caught off that some of our spelling is slightly different. The English spelling and the American spelling. And so when I would correct their spelling, using the book that was, they would say, sister, that's the way we spell it here. It wasn't,
Yeah.
So that, that sort of thing. But,
They were
I don't know if
to
I was
trick
tough
you.
enough. I was, I suppose I was strict enough at times. It depends on who you ask, which kids, which year, you change over the years and sort of gradually realize, it's not that important.
Well, you are more than welcome to leave some comments under the clip about how much did you like Sister teaching and how awesome she was, and what did you remember from being her students. I think
that would be interesting. That would be
interesting, sincere comments. Yes.
It's lovely. I love to see the past students come back because they remember things maybe that I don't. They say, "Oh, you're the one who introduced me to this or that." Because when you're in the middle of teaching, you just go on and on. But then, particularly people who have already, finished college and settled, they sometimes come back and say that they remember. That's what's nice about being here for so long. That I've not only taught some youngsters' parents, but I've taught some grandparents. Oh gosh, this is. I am ancient.
Wow. Well, Sister, thank you for this interview.
Thank you.
Happy 50th anniversary.
Thank you very much.
And another 50 years with us.
Well, I don't know about that.
Or at least 25.
Wait a minute, I'll be hobbling now. At that stage. Though Sister Aidan at the Convent of Mercy was 106 last week.
Wow.
And she's
so
strong. You never know.
You never know, Sister.
On the other hand.
Monsieur Murphy is 94 and he's still doing well.
That's right, he is.
This Irish blood, it's quite good.
Must be.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, like I'm the eldest of my family and my brothers, but my 2 young sisters have died, so sort of it can go either way.
Yeah.
And whatever happens is fine.
It's all God's grace.
So, okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, sister.